2-2. Swing and a miss.
Pause from Curtis in the 0-2. Swing and a miss.
1-2. Swing and a miss.
First full professional season for you last year, through 90+ innings, which was more of a workload than you ever got in college. How did you take care of your body, and what did you learn about yourself over that season?
Yeah, it was definitely a big jump going from probably 70-something innings my whole entire college career to 90 right out the gate. And but my body handled it. I feel like I handled it really well. I had a minor hamstring injury throughout the year, but other than that, it was just body felt great. I really put a focus on sleep, nutrition, putting the right things in my body that are going to help me perform and keep my body healthy. So that was really the main thing that helped me stay consistent health-wise, and just obviously staying in the, making sure I'm on top of my arm care, stuff like that from my injury history. But I think those are the main things that helped me excel and have a better or more consistent year in general.
And how good does it feel to get a full season like that after having those surgeries and everything, bouncing back the way you did?
It feels great. There was a lot in college. There was a lot of inconsistencies my junior year at Arizona State, just trying to learn who I am as a pitcher, just kind of get a feel for things again after what happened. But it was coming off of that previous year and having this year, it was a very big confidence boost, and felt great to be able to bounce back and go out there and perform like I know I can. Still wasn't pretty, but there was an up era. Just the whole year just felt like I was progressing. Once I came back from the hamstring injury, it felt like each week was getting better and better. And so that's where we're at now, is just building off of last year and continue to improve.
And then your stuff is off the charts. Your fastball touched 99 miles an hour last year. You've got the cutter, curveball, and slider. Got a ton of whiff last year as well. Walk us through your repertoire and how it's developed since you joined the Pirates.
Yeah, there's been a lot of kind of tinkering around with different pitch grips, and whenever I was in college, I didn't have much of a riding fastball, and from my arm select moved around a little bit, got a little higher, and so that's really helped me be able to stay on top and behind the baseball more to get the ride to it, and that's been a game changer for me, because I was kind of wasn't flat, but it was kind of a mid runner fastball, and it just kind of got hit around in college. But as soon as I got the more vert out of it, I started to locate better, limited the walks drastically from previous years, and just four seam has really played a big part in the development process. But yeah, the slider, it's changed a little bit since college. They call it kind of the death ball shape. It's more of a hard curveball, just especially off my fastball, it plays really well. And this offseason has been very consistent. Just continuing to have the death ball shape, and velocity has been up with it. So in bullpen, it's been 85, 86, which is harder than it was in game last year for some of the year. And the curveball is it's gotten a lot more consistent, just being able to land it for a strike, bury it when I need to, and it's more of in early counts, it's more of a get me over pitch, I can take some off of it and then just to get it over and then power it down in the zone, whatever I need to get a swing and miss. But the cutter was a good add-on. I threw it at ASU, but it kind of blended as a slider, it was a cutter slider, and sometimes I could throw it hard, and then I take some off of it and throw it at 83 for a slider. So it was kind of a pitch that I would manipulate depending on what the catcher called, obviously, but in this certain situation I was in. And then the changeup is still something we're working on, just getting the feel back and consistency with it, just off the previous injuries that I've had. But other than that, everything's is coming along and feels great.
And then we alluded to it earlier, but you pitched in the Arizona Fall League last season. I know you got the opportunity to go see some friends and family, obviously, from your time over there in college. But what was that experience like? What were you able to work on?
Yeah, they were wanting to give me more innings because of that little injury I had halfway through the year, right before the All-Star break. But they were just wanting me to get some more innings, face some higher quality competition. And I feel like I did a good job transitioning from facing the low A hitters to some big league hitters. And so it was a really cool experience to get out there and compete and just kind of not really prove myself, but show that I'm meant to be there, and just gave me that little bit of exposure just going out there and competing. And it was nice to be back there in Arizona. Got to go back and see my ASU family, and got to hang out with them, go to some football games, hang out with Coach Bloomquist and all the coaches out there. And so it was a good experience. It was fun to get back out there. But yeah, there was some lower body, just like stabilization kind of exercises that we were working on, and keeping the back leg stable, because there was kind of wasn't a big drop off, but there was a little difference in velocity whenever back leg was stabilized versus when I would collapse. And whenever I would collapse, that would kind of lead to me spraying a little bit around the zone. But the stability is a huge thing I've been working on all off season that has really dialed me in and gotten pretty much everything from pitch wise to location has gotten me pretty much dialed in. So.
And you've done a ton of hopping around in your baseball career. You mentioned your time at Texas A&M, your time in Arizona as well on top of that. In a minor league environment and lifestyle where you're playing over 130 games and you're hopping around all the time, how has that benefited you?
Yeah, it's been great. Just in professional baseball, you never know what's going to happen. And so I feel like I've been kind of in a fortunate situation where I've experienced having to move a couple times. So, I mean, it's something that I'm always prepared for. I've thrown in the dry heat in Arizona. Part of Texas I'm from is honestly more humid than it is here in Florida. So I've pretty much thrown in it all. I've thrown up in Oregon in the cold. So I feel like I've experienced pretty much everything you can in weather type and pitching. So I feel like I'm prepared for anything that comes my way in regards to that.
And the Pirates have become a staple at developing starting pitching, and you're a part of that here in their farm system. What's it been like working with their pitching development staff, and what does it mean for you to be a part of that, obviously seeing all of these big leaguers succeed at such a high level?
Yeah, it's been great. They've Pirates, the whole organization is really like something we work on daily is just identifying who you are as a pitcher, and that's something that I really never even thought of before I got here. I had no clue who I was going to be, or who I was at the moment, what type of pitcher I was. And so they really helped me find that and build confidence in who I am as a pitcher. Like I'm a guy that's they're like, what's your identity? And you have to give them like a firm kind of answer, like who you believe you are. And so it's something that really just helps you, and having that in the back of your hand. We have our player plans that they put in our lockers that have your, like, what you told them your identity is, what you need to work on, and everything you need to know to be successful. And so it's really been very beneficial for me. And I mean, it's made a huge difference in who I am as a player.
What was your answer, if you can share it, what your identity was?
It was, I'm a north and south pitcher that's going to dominate both parts of the zone. Yep. And so everything I throw is north, like all the break is either up or down. I mean, minus the cutter and changeup, they're the ones that are going to go east and west, but they don't move. The cutter doesn't move as much west as, like, it's still moving more north than it is west. But yeah, that's all they wanted on me. So.